Melissa here, coming to you from the garden, and we're talking about Luffa. Luffa is a gourd. It is edible. Most people know it as the sponge that they buy in a bath store that they scrub their backs with or their feet, or some people wash dishes with them. They are not from the ocean. They are grown on a vine like this. They are in the cucumber family, and they actually look like cucumbers when they're growing. They start off as this big, beautiful yellow flower, and then along in the process, the flower dries up and they start to form a gourd. They're good to eat when they're a few inches long. Some varieties are better to eat than others. As they go along in the process, they get a little bigger, and then they start to get a little fibrous inside. They start to grow the fibers, and then they're not as good to eat, not as edible. They get a little bigger. They do need to be pollinated by bugs. You see that little carpenter ant? He likes it out here. And there's a lot of little carpenter ants on there. I think they've been pollinating these flowers. Anyway, they are not self-pollinating, so they do need pollinators. They get a little bigger, and then they start to turn yellow, and then like a yellowish brown color. Once they start turning like this, the outer skin will get hard, and then you know it's time to pick them, and you'll peel the skin off. It comes off pretty easily. I just run my finger down it and peel it away. I actually peeled one inside, and I should have started recording then, but I didn't. But I will go in and show you the ones that I have peeled. So they just grow along a vine like this, and they make a great little sponge. You can eat them, however I do not. And Loofahs are commonly grown in warmer tropical, subtropical climates. I am in zone 9B, but people do grow them further north. Zone 6, zone 7, zone 8. If you start them inside, you could probably do them in a cooler climate than that, but the gourds take a long time to grow, and they're annual, so you have to replant them every year, and they have a pretty long, warm growing season. They do not do well with cold or frost at all. This is the loofah I just picked and peeled from out in the garden, the biggest one I had. And I should have recorded it, but you can see a couple of the seeds still in there. I've been knocking this against the side and shaking all these seeds out. The seeds are just up inside the cavity of the loofah. There. See them? And that's what it turns on to. A loofah sponge. I'm going to let it dry out. It's still a little sticky. I think I picked it a little prematurely. The skin was like orange turning, or yellowish orange turning brown. And I'm just shaking the seeds out. I'll probably share some of these seeds and save some for my own. So, yep. Oh, there come a couple more. There's still like one in there. A little holdout. Can't get them out. But, yeah, that's what the loofah looks like. It's like a sponge you would buy in the store to scrub your back or whatever you want to scrub with it. And those are the seeds that come out of it. It's an awful lot of seeds. So yeah. So you just let this dry out in a non-humid place. And we live in Florida, so it's humid everywhere. But I have this inside where I have the air conditioning running. I'll let this sit, this dry, and let the seeds dry out, and the seeds I can use to grow more. This is all those seeds for just this one little sponge. And I'll probably in the future make seeds available to give away to people on the channel. And that's it. That's the loofah sponge. I'm Melissa, and I'm out. Recycle, reuse, and repurpose.